I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The vision of Doral Academy Charter Middle High School is to set the standard for outstanding student achievement while providing a safe and nurturing academic environment.
Rise and shine, Firebirds. I'm Marcelo Villarojito. Today is Friday, February 26th, 2021, and welcome back to the 21st episode of our weekly show, The Rise. In this week's episode, we will continue to keep you informed with all that you need to know. This weekend's weather will be sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 73 with little chances of rain. Coming up on today's show, Maria Gonzalez with the rising popularity of skate parks, Taylor Blanche giving her opinions regarding teenagers and social media, a silent film showing the importance of proper headspace, a recap of this week's sports, and your weekly announcements. All this and more coming up on this week's edition of The Rise. In local news, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced this past Wednesday that senior citizens will have more opportunities to be vaccinated against the coronavirus as new vaccination sites open in local pharmacies like Navarro and CVS. DeSantis also said that Florida teachers and law enforcement are next in line to be vaccinated. In national news, a grand jury voted against indicting any officers in the death of Daniel Prude, a black man who died after police pinned him to the ground last month and put a mesh hood over his head. Rochester Police Chief Cynthia Harriet Sullivan confirmed that the officers involved will remain on leave pending the outcome of a personal investigation. Meanwhile, Mayor Lovely Warren took the grand jury's decision as an opportunity to implement the appropriate reform within the city's police force without having to punish its officers. Skateboarding has been growing in popularity since the early 2000s and has made its mark here in Miami. Let's roll with Maria Gonzalez to get the inside scoop on what makes a local skate park so attractive.
Skating has long been a prominent aspect of adolescent culture. Through slang, fashion, and music, it has had a major impact on the world. After so many years, how has the sport managed to stay popular?
Skateboarding has really just created a new sport for a lot of people, a lot of young people. And it's just created a perfect way for people to sort of exercise and just escape reality.
A lot of adults think that skating is filled with a bunch of people, like bad people, but everybody at the skate park is really nice. I really enjoy being here with these people, you know?
I think it's really changed how people dress and how people, just the thought of skating has changed a lot, and it's impacted American culture a lot.
The community aspect of skating not only allows skaters to interact with the community, but improve through it.
Sometimes I feel like giving up because it's hard, but I have friends who motivate me, and I feel good to be part of that community. So that keeps me going.
I feel like skating is just something that makes people feel that they can be young again, that they can be kids, because many people start skating as kids. So it kind of takes them back, I guess. I think that's how it would make them feel.
Skate culture will not stop spreading anytime soon, as the younger generations have found comfort in it through social media, only hoping that the sense of community that has been alive through generations is alive through them as well. Signing off for the Student Television Network, I'm Maria Gonzalez reporting.
Gen Z is often known as the generation that is addicted to social media. From phones to computers, it can be really hard to disconnect, especially when time zooms by. Here's Taylor Blanche with her opinions regarding teens and technology as we currently know them.
As teens in the 21st century, all we know is social media. It gives us a platform to express ourselves, communicate with people around the world, and get to know them just by visiting their profile. Nowadays, it seems as if the only way to make our lives feel real is to post about them. Actually, let me tweet about that. Social media allows us to share our voices. We can talk about our feelings, our opinions, and our political views. According to Forbes, 72% of people who can vote use social media, making them more informed at the polls. With information at our fingertips, it's almost impossible to be ignorant of what is going on around us. However, we should be conscious of what we're reading. It should be more than half the story in order to avoid bias. One-sided social media influences our conversations and points of view. We no longer live in a world where our parents limit our horizons. We are free to research and compose our own opinion. Sometimes I catch myself scrolling through various platforms for hours on end. As teens, these platforms aren't just fun and games. It's our digital megaphone, enhancing our voices, expanding our reach, and ensuring that we are heard. Take, for example, March for Our Lives, a social movement initiated by students who took to social media to organize a nationwide awareness on an issue that called for change. Social media is what we know. This is what we grew up on, and this is how we express ourselves. Signing off for Firebird TV for the Student Television Network, I'm Taylor Blanche reporting.
FBTV recently competed in the Student Television Network national competition, where headspace was key and keeping calm was difficult. However, here is what our silent film group was, ironically, able to direct, titled Don't Lose Your Head. Our Firebird sports teams have been staying on their A game this season. Here's Jimena Licona with a recap of this week's highlights.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Jimena Licona. What an eventful week for the Firebird family with so many wins. So I'm here to catch you up all things sports here at Doral. Your weekly sports report starts now. The girls varsity softball team won this Wednesday against Archbishop. The score was 13-2. Congrats, ladies.
As well as winning last night's game against Heritage. Final score 4-0.
Our boys varsity baseball team won against Key West this Tuesday. The score was 1-8. Starting off the season on the right foot. And congratulations to our boys varsity soccer team as they won against Fort Lauderdale this past Tuesday, winning regionals. The score ended up 2-2 going into the penalties. No goals missed, 3-0. Now moving on to state semis. Track has a meet today at Southridge at 10 a.m. Our boys varsity baseball team is playing against Hialeah Gardens at 3:30 p.m. And finally, our boys varsity soccer team plays state semifinals against Viera High at 7 p.m. Good luck, everyone. That's all for this week's weekly sports report. I'm Jimena Licona, signing off.
As always, it's important to stay updated on everything happening on and off campus. Here are your weekly announcements. There will be a girls' middle school basketball informational meeting next Tuesday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Tryouts will follow on March 8th and 9th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Next Wednesday, March 3rd, there will be a National Honor Society meeting at 4 p.m. and a National Junior Honor Society meeting at 5 p.m., both in Miss Maldonado's Zoom. Picture Day for underclassmen will take place next week, March 1st through March 4th. Check the yearbook Instagram for specific instructions on how to schedule your picture virtually if you are learning from home. Make sure to follow proper uniform policy. Today is the last day to turn in your physicals to the main office for middle school soccer tryouts. Official tryout dates are the week of March 15th. Seniors, remember to place your cap and gown orders by March 13th. Make sure to follow Firebirds 2021 on Instagram to stay up to date. Firebirds, make sure to pre-order your yearbook before March 8th. That's all for this week's edition of The Rise. Make sure to follow us on all our social media at Firebird TV to keep up with everything happening this school year. From all of us here at FBTV, we hope you have a wonderful weekend.